they should not live a lifestyle, instead of focus on living a quality life. Okay, there's a thin line of difference between quality life and lifestyle. So that transition I am seeing in a lot of people happening during this phase.
Yes, I completely agree with you. I think this is one of the biggest takeaways of this podcast. Learn to live a life, but not a lifestyle. Thank you. Hi, friends. I'm Santosh, and welcome to this podcast. And this is going to be a different genre altogether today because we have someone whom I'm going to interview today. So, she is none other than Achal Junjunwala, who has been on a mission to declutter India. And she has also recently written a book named Completely Simple. So, let's have a word with Achal. Hi, Achal. How are you doing?
Hey Santosh, it's so good to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fine. As you know, everybody is locked down, and thank you so much for you also for being on my show. Thank you. And yeah, so let's get started. To start with Achal, for the benefit of our audience, can you just tell me what is this decluttering and what is this minimalism all about?
Yes, so as the name suggests, Santosh, if you would really like to know the practical definition, so what that means is minimal and ism is basically a lifestyle with less stuff, less stress, less clutter in your life. So minimalism is all about that. And decluttering is actually a way to live a minimalistic lifestyle. So minimalism being the parent and decluttering being the process to live a minimalistic lifestyle.
Okay, great. I think this sounds a bit interesting. So, can you just tell me how did you get into this concept of decluttering and from when you started actually feeling that yes, I have to promote this idea of decluttering?
So the journey goes back to my college days, Santosh, when I was studying for my chartered accountancy. By
Mhm.
academic qualifications, I am a chartered accountant. While I was studying for that, I actually had to isolate myself, for like hours together in a library, studying, engrossing myself in books. And that's a period when I started introspecting. I faced a very, very bad downfall in my life when I could not clear in my exams in the first go. And it got so bad that there was a point when I wanted to take my life by suicide. However, that fear of death actually saves you. So, yes, that's what happened with me. And I was not in a correct mental state. So I would, really spend my time just distracting myself by watching random YouTube videos, etc., etc. And in that randomness, one afternoon, I watched a TEDx video of my mentors, Joshua Fields Milburn and Ryan Nicodemus. They are from USA, and I heard about their journey. In spite of being very, very successful in the corporate life, earning a six-figure salary, still they were leading very,
Mhm.
very unhappy lives. And that struck a chord that, okay, you're feeling stressed, you're giving it your 100%, but you're not happy. So, what's the point ultimately? So, that got me thinking, and I started experimenting with minimalism.
Okay, I think that's a bit deep, but still, yeah. So when you say stress, I have this question for you. So, okay, so before we actually started this conversation, I thought that minimalism is just about reducing the extra stuff we have at home or simply selling off things. But yeah, I think that has some more dimension to that, right? So, yeah, can you just throw some light on what is the impact that minimalism can actually give onto our minds and how can it help us?
So I believe like whatever you consider as a resource in your life, okay?
Hmm.
whether it is your mental well-being, whether it is money, whether it is your time, energy, okay? All these are the resources that we have as human beings to live our life. Now, minimalism impacts all these resources and makes it productive for us. You can be busy but not productive. That's the reality of so many people, right? So minimalism allows you to have only 24 hours in a day, but really maximize those 24 hours in a direction that makes you happy. Now, so that's like one major advantage, because you are not running behind unnecessary dreams. That definition of success, having like a big house, fancy car, the latest mobile phone, and oh my God, so many foreign trips, right? So this is usually the definition of success. So in minimalism, what happens is you add just two more elements to it, and that is peace and happiness. So when you are adding these elements of peace and happiness, what you're doing is you're really prioritizing your life. You're thinking that, okay, is this rat race for me? Now, to give you a personal example, Santosh, I am a
Hmm.
chartered accountant by qualification. However, even while studying for the exams, I realized that I've started this, so I want to finish this and get that degree because it is a very, very reputed profession. However, I do not see myself as a chartered accountant in a corporate office working for the next 30 years. So minimalism gives you that freedom to really take your stand and take bold decisions. If I'm supposed to talk about the other than the things part of it, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So it's about freedom, it's about productivity, it's about really maximizing the resources that you have. So yeah, these are the benefits of minimalism.
Okay, so I think there is a
Okay,
very
so I think there is a
thin
very thin
line of difference
line.
between frugalness and minimalism, because frugalness is about utilizing the resources that we have completely, whereas minimalism is that having that everything but having that feeling of okay, I don't care about everything, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what I feel is that really understanding the difference between needs and wants. Yeah,
Mhm.
that is minimalism. Now you can decide you want to spend your time 2 hours playing a video game, or you want to spend your 2 hours reading a book. Okay. So the book could be your need, and playing a video game, which is not really adding any value to you, could be a want. Okay, this is just a random example. Okay, similarly, a example from the food industry could be, here's a question actually, Santosh: could you
Yes.
survive if you do not drink Coca-Cola?
In fact, I have been surviving because of lockdown and COVID thing. Yeah.
Exactly, right? But can you survive without water?
No.
No, that is
Yes.
exactly the difference between needs and wants. So, minimalism is actually questioning whether for you something is a Coca Cola or a water. Now, sometimes it's okay to enjoy Coca Cola, sometimes it's okay to play that video game, but when it goes out of hand, that's when it starts becoming harmful. So, minimalism makes you question what is Coca-Cola in your life and what is water. And that balance is maintained.
Yeah, I understood. I understood now. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, so when you said video games, something that stuck to my mind was obvious thing, the mobile phones. So right now, since I'm recording this video, I'm actually on flight mode, and back of my mind, it is actually running that okay, what's gonna come up to me, and whether I'm getting some messages or someone is gonna call me or something. So can you tell me three actionable points so that we as this generation who is addicted to mobile phones can leave mobile phones, and actually I can say in your language or in our language how to get decluttered from mobile phones.
Right, that's a really good question, Santosh, and I love addressing this part because more so in the lockdown phase, because we are all addicted to our laptops and mobile phones now more than ever before. So I have like 3 dot points in this, okay? And minimalism is a very, very customizable concept. Of course, there are some ground rules, but beyond that, Santosha's life is very different from Archal's life, and Archal's life is very different from some XYZ person's life. So while I say it's customized, let me give you some ground rules. The first one is prioritize. Okay. Now, if there are 200 people in your contact list, they are not all your priority, right? There could be 4 or 5 people who are your priorities, right? So all you need to do is be available for them when they need you 24/7. Of course, but beyond that, you might have meetings, you might have to talk to colleagues, etc., etc. So what you need to do is you need to prioritize your time and work in time blocks, not being 24/7 reachable and available for everyone and anyone that needs you. Because to be very honest, not all emergencies are emergencies after all.
Yes.
They are pseudo emergencies. If you just reply to something 2 hours later, those people who urgently messaged you have figured out a way themselves. Yeah. So not all emergencies are emergencies after all. So that's one realization that we need to have. The second is going back to basic. Now, this could be like a game changer, but yes, going back to basics. Now, I have a landline phone in my house, and there are only 4 or 5 people who have that contact number. Okay. So if I'm keeping my phone away, if it's on flight mode, and I do this, okay, like while sleeping at night, I switch off my phone. Or either it's like on a non-vibrating silent mode. So really going back to basics and not bothering about technology so much. Having a landline phone, basic phone that can be made available for any real emergencies, for your friends or for family members. Okay. Now the third thing is there are a lot of people who believe in detox, but what I believe in is a permanent solution. Now, detox could be 7 days digital detox, 10 days digital detox. However, what I believe is permanent solution, and that comes with decluttering. Now, when are you addicted to phone is because there's something in the phone that you are really interested in. Now, it gets harmful when what you're interested in is not productive, which is, for example, it could be like you're going on social media and just endlessly scrolling, or you're going on these shopping sites and you're endlessly adding things to your cart, and then one fine day you're wasting your money by pressing checkout and paying that bill, right? So these are the reasons why this phone addiction is bad. So what you need to do is declutter your phone. I mean, declutter the applications that take your time from your phone and make sure that you use them on your laptop, because the frequency would reduce, you know, when you decide to declutter these applications from your phone and decide that I want to use it only on my laptop.
Yes.
So yes, these are three important aspects of digital decluttering.
Okay, so I think this is a very good takeaway for me as well, because prioritizing, going back to the basics, having a landline, and then declutter the apps that we are not actually using them. So thank you for that. Now, when you said that shopping on social media apps, so that got to me a very interesting point, that since lockdown, we have seen that many of the physical stores have been closed, and we are actually stuck and we are not able to go out and do shopping. So with that, I also slowly realized that, yeah, actually I just need a pair of clothes, that's it. So how do you think decluttering has got more meaning with this lockdown and COVID?
Oh, 100%. There were people, okay, who knew that I vouch for minimalism and decluttering for the last so many years. However, you know, when you are in that situation, it's only then you realize the importance of some new concept. Okay, so 100% COVID-19 has changed the mindset because of uncertainties in the marketplace. Okay, now if you are a intrapreneur, like you are an employee, you don't know whether what next pandemic will come and you will not have your job,
Hmm.
right? The entrepreneurs are suffering badly because obviously the economy has gone for a toss. Their shops and factories and business premises are closed down. So now, because of these uncertainties, people have started really questioning that how much do we need to sustain this lifestyle? And when they see that at the end of the month, if they don't get that paycheck, or at the end of the month they do not have reached that turnover level, they're not going to be able to sustain it. So this is the gift of the lockdown phase, that lots of people are realizing that they should not live a lifestyle, instead of focus on living a quality life. Okay, there's a thin line of difference between quality life and lifestyle. So that transition I am seeing in a lot of people happening during this phase.
Yes, I completely agree with you. I think this is one of the biggest takeaways of this podcast. Learn to live a life, but not a lifestyle. Thank you. So, this is quite inspiring. So, Achal, if I had to ask you, who inspires you?
Oh, so I would say that there are lots of people who inspire me. However, tell me, how many names should I take?
Hmm.
So how many names do you want me to tell,
Okay,
Santosh?
so
And
you can take
yeah.
probably three names.
Top three people who
Yeah.
inspire me. Okay. So, of course, the two gentlemen who introduced me to the concept of minimalism, Joshua Fields Milburn and Ryan Nicodemus, two
Hmm.
American gentlemen, they inspire me every day. I absolutely look up to them for what they've done in the field of minimalism and decluttering. And then, of course, I get, this might sound cheeky, but yes, I get inspired every day from the man I live with, that is my husband, um, because he is also in this journey with me. And yes, in spite of having multiple degrees, he is somebody who vouches for simple living. And yes, so I learn a lot from him as well. So, yeah.
Great. That's great. And yeah, I'll definitely be watching the TEDx talk post this recording. So, I think one second last question for the day. You have written a book very recently. Congratulations on that. So, can you tell us something about that book as well?
Thank you, Santosh. Yes, it's again the gift of the lockdown phase. The book writing thing was there in my mind for the last whole year. However, I've been able to utilize this um, period of lockdown of 4 months to really finish it and actually launch it. And it has got 51 tips which will help you to declutter your life. It is a picture book. It has lots of colors in it, lots of graphics in it, so that you are engaged. You see what you declutter, and it's like a handbook that you will want to go back to again and again. And yeah, it's a 51 tips. So what I would recommend is take one tip per week. You know, so there are like 52 weeks in a year. So 1 week bonus if you can't do anything in a particular week. So take one tip a week and declutter your life in a year. Yeah, slowly, steadily, but permanently. So yes, it's a handbook. You might want to go back to it again and again.
Yes, so I think I have seen that movement that you have launched on social media asking people to implement the book. That is a very great movement actually. So I would also like to be a part of that very soon. And now, tell me, what are your future plans with respect to decluttering or with respect to your professional speaking and other things?
Oh, future plans. Well, I have been continuously investing in myself for the last 6 months, I've invested lakhs of rupees in upskilling my own self, because I believe that the time that I get because of practicing minimalism, I can utilize that productively to upskill myself. And I've been investing a lot in that. I've been working with organizations around the world to share the message of minimalism. And yes, there are a couple of organizations with which I freelance as well. So now the future plan is actually to really upscale the consultancies that I do for decluttering, reach thousands of people across the globe. We've reached several countries already. We've reached UK, US, Australia, Nepal, Kuwait, of course, different parts of India as well. However, there are many more places that we would like to reach. And yeah, people from different parts of the country are also supporting us. So if you were to ask me one thing that I really want to achieve in the near future, is to really launch a program wherein there could be thousands of people coming together for a weekend, training on how they can declutter their lives, and then teaching those things to another thousand, creating a chain. You must have seen that movie Jai Ho, right? The Hindi
Yes.
movie by Salman Khan, where don't say thank you, but actually go and help three other people.
Yes.
So that's the bigger vision, where we are trying to involve more and more people in really putting out their own action steps, their own accomplishments in the field of minimalism, so that they can inspire three other people to come on board. So really starting that chain of reaction in the industry of minimalism is the bigger vision.
Yes, great. Thank you, Achal. I hope that your chain reaction kicks in very soon and it spreads like anything. And I also wish you all the very best for the work that you're doing in the self-development space and especially in decluttering. So before we close, give us three important pointers, three important takeaways that our viewers can actually implement.
All right. So first of all, minimalism is a very different concept. So you need to be very clear on your why you want to experiment with minimalism. Is it because uh, you are interested towards a simple lifestyle? Is it because you want to save money? Is it because you lack time? You're feeling stressed? Your relationships are not quite good. Okay.
Hmm.
So what's your why is the first step towards minimalism. The second step is get a mentor. Okay, because what I have done is I obviously had these two American gentlemen as my mentors. However, I have realized that they have a very American approach to minimalism. However, for what I have done is I have Indianized the version. Okay,
Hmm.
because our culture is very, very different. So I would say get a mentor who can speed up the process. Otherwise, what happens is you will declutter everything and you'll still be miserable. It's a
Yes.
mindset game. It's not about the things as much as it is about the mindset. Okay. So, what I do is I actually work on the mindset to build your muscle against those impulse buying feelings that you get against those attraction of the consumerism, etc. So I build your mindset. So understand that if you get support, if you ask for support, there is support available, and you can fast track and not get stressed. That's the second point. The third is start somewhere. Take action today. Okay, now that you've understood about this concept of minimalism, I want to encourage you guys to really go and take a scan in your house, office, wherever you are right now while you're listening to this. Okay. Have a scan around your space and see how many items in your proximity are scrap, are just in case items that you don't need it right now, but you've just stored it just in case you might need it in the future. Okay, then there will be items in your house, in your office, which are broken, which are not in their best shape. For clothes, if I'm going to take example, they are ill fitting. They are not your style, but you've still kept them. You bought it in an offer, or somebody gave it to you, or you have a very, very sentimental value attached to it, but they are not adding value in your life, or rather they're pulling you down by bringing back some stressful memories or depressing memories, or really making you feel overwhelmed. So you will be having such items around you right now. So take action to get rid of at least 5 to 6 items today, and your action will motivate you to take further action. So, yes, in a summary, it's like find your why, get a mentor, and take action. Do not procrastinate on minimalism.
Thank you so much. As you say those words, I was actually scanning around me and I was just wondering what all I could find and just throw them away. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much, Anchal. And I'm also going to put the link of Anchal's book in the description box, and also the social media handles of Anchal, along with that, my handles, of course. So I would, if you have been finding some value in my podcast and my YouTube series, I would request you to subscribe to my channel. And Achal, may I request you as well to ask our members to subscribe to the channel?
100%. Yes, I'm sure Santosh is doing an awesome job in your life by sharing these techniques, tips, and strategies on various different topics. So make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to his channel as well.
Thank you. Thank